Hi, Dr. Presser. Thank you so much for reaching out to us. This is Jessica with Complete Chiropractic Marketing. And I completely understand where you're coming from and your frustrations. Is I just want to walk you through a few things. We're going to do a little bit of an audit here, and I'm going to give you some tips that's really going to help with some of the conversion issues that you've had. Now, um, as you can see, we're on your website, and you do have a decent looking website, which is good, but Google doesn't rank based on appearance. And really, a website is more for search engines than it is for your patients. You do want a website to look good so you have that trustability and the patients want to contact you. But patients aren't going to read your website. They're not going to read it like a book. Um, these should really be designed more for the search engines so they can index you and you can be found for your services. So, nearly 70% of people that are searching in organic. So it's very critical that your website be found on the first page of Google so you can capture that traffic. Without that, you're missing out on a ton of potential patients. Now, when it comes to ranking a website, content is key, and you do need a lot of written content. But that content needs to be built around your local patient intent keywords. The keywords patients are actively searching for the services you're providing. Now, keep in mind, um, they may not even realize it's chiropractic that they're looking for. If they're looking for migraine treatment, back pain treatment, they might be just looking up those type of searches. So you want to be able to capitalize on all of those. So you need to think of what your ideal patients are that you want to be treating, and your content needs to be written around that. You also want to make sure that the content on your website is not so technical based. It really should be written at a third grade level so that anybody that lands on your page and does read your information is able to understand it. You don't have a whole lot of time to capture their attention. So you want to make sure that the information they receive is what they're looking for so that they can turn around and call you. Um, you want to make sure that you do have separate pages for each of your major services or treatments, which it appears you do, so that's great. Um, and your home page, as I mentioned, you do have a good amount of content, but I would add quite a bit more. Your homepage really should be a summary of the different services or treatments that you provide. That way you can target those keywords and link that back to those pages. The interlinking is important for SEO purposes. Um, so all these things are really, really important. And what I've noticed on the home page is there really isn't any local keywords here. And so that's going to be really, really important. It'd be super easy to add Madison here, your Madison chiropractic team. But you do need to have repetition of those keywords on those pages so that they get picked up and indexed properly. One thing to note is that every page has to have its own original content, and you cannot go after the same keywords on multiple pages because both of those things will get you penalized in Google. So that's really, really critical for you. Um, I would also make sure that your contact information is readily available no matter where they land on your page. So you definitely should have that. You do have a pop-up form here, which is good, but I would have a permanent form on every single page, just making it super easy for your patients to reach you no matter where they land. So let's take a look at your top competitor organically. When I looked for chiropractor in Madison, and we had Madison Chiropractic. Their website is not great. They're missing a lot of really important factors. They do not have pages or separate pages for their services or treatments. It's a very basic, plain website. Doesn't have enough content. But because Madison Chiropractic is their brand, and they have that repetition in various searches, and they're focusing on the keywords. You can see that hyperlink there, and it's linking to their About Us. So they're interlinking. They're going after the local keywords, and because of that, they are ranked in the top spot in Google. But based on their website here, they should be relatively easy to beat or outrank. You just have to work on your content strategy and then make sure you're supporting it with search engine optimization, because without it, your website still is not going to be found online. So now if we take a look here, this is Ahrefs. It tells us how your website is performing. And as you can see here, you have a rating of a 4.3 out of 100 in Google's trust flow, which means Google doesn't have much trust in your website. And it's 100% based on your backlinks and referring domains. A referring domain is any website that will provide your website with a link from their site to your site. And the whole purpose of this is to drive traffic to your website, to increase your trust flow, to rank those keywords, which in turn brings more people to your website. Google only gives you credit for one backlink per referring domain. And you also want to make sure that these are do follow links, because they share the power of those higher ranking sites. So if we look here, you only have 6 links that are do follows. So you only have 6 links supporting your website, unfortunately. You've been indexed for 102 keywords, but there's 10 spots per page on Google, and you only have 2 keywords here, and that's your brand and your name. And unfortunately, the brand is also a national keyword, so that means you're going to be driving traffic that's not just your local Madison area traffic. You do have or have been indexed for some local keywords, but you're not there yet because you don't have any SEO supporting those. So it's going to be really, really important to work on your SEO and content strategies so you can start ranking for these keywords. And then also start ranking for treatments that you're providing those patients. Now looking at your competitor and their performance, their homepage has a rating of a 24 out of 100, but their domain as a whole is a 2.2. And that is 100% because of their backlinks and referring domains. They only have 51 referring domains, and of those, 23 are do follows. So that means really they only have 23 good links out of those 378. They've been indexed for less keywords, but they're driving a lot more traffic. And that is because if we look at their keywords, they are in the top position in Google for all of these related keywords, specific Madison chiropractor, chiropractors, care plans of Madison, etc. These are all different variations. And there's a ton of potential volume that you could be capturing if you were able to rank those. The next part of this is your Google My Business page. So if we look here, when a person does a search in Google, generally you're going to see ads up here. You guys don't appear to be running any Google ads. And here's your map pack. Your goal should be to be in the top 3 of this, because nearly 30% of people search in the maps and don't search anywhere else. So when you're not optimized here, you're sending all those potential new patients to your competition. So it's going to be really, really important for you to optimize your page. I am happy to see you do have a good page. You've got 47 5-star reviews. That's great. You definitely want to work on getting more reviews. I notice you don't really have any content here. And this is a really important area to capture those keywords. You can have up to 750 words here, and you want to capitalize on that. I am happy to see that you are posting regularly here. This is also important. Um, but there's many factors that come into play when it comes to ranking and optimizing your Google My Business page. One of the top is going to be your citations, which is the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories. And you have to have more of those than your competitors. So it's going to be really, really important that you optimize this as well. Um, and you did mention ads. As I mentioned, I didn't see any ads on Google. I do see that you have some running ads that started in January. It looks like you have 4 ads running, but they're using the same content here, the same copy. So you do want to run at least 2 to 3 variations, but you want to change up your copy as well, not just your images and videos, because you want to compare them against each other to see what's working and what's not, so you can tweak it and make it work the best for you. The copy itself isn't that great. I would change this copy. Um, Telling me it's $27. For me, I know personally that's cheap. This should probably be about $199. But no, they don't know that. They don't know that they're getting a deal by the way this is worded. So you definitely want to capture their attention when it comes to Facebook ads. These are not searched ads. These are ads that show up for people that have similar interests. You have to be able to capture their attention, and I just don't feel these ads are doing that for you. So I would definitely work on the copy as well, have different variations, compete against each other, see which ones work best, and go from there. Um, I don't have the ability to see what your ad spend is or what you're targeting to give you any other directions at this point in time. But $27 is pretty cheap. I hope that these patients are bringing you value. I hope that these are $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 annual patients, and that you're not just giving everything away and spending all this money on ads. So there's different strategies that you want to consider, a few tips, and I would be glad to go over those with you. Um, Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I know it got a little bit long, but hopefully you found it helpful. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you to see what we can do to help. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call at the number on the screen, or to reply to the email. And I look forward to hearing from you soon.